Hello, folks of YouTube. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. I'm Essel. Thank you for joining us. We're going back for our first day of the trial. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, let's go. Psycho locks, absolutely. We got psycho locks. Predicting Franziska von Karma in court. So we're talking about some of the called shots so far. Called shots include Elise is Misty, and that Iris and Dahlia are separate entities, whether they're both two halves of Iris's brain or they're separate people. Also, yeah, Franziska in court. I think we did call that. That one, that's not like a huge call. That's not like a like case-sized called shot though. Oh, that was one other thing we had talked about. If anybody remembers what I had said, like on the Pepe Sylvia board, let me know. Oh my, Mr. Lorice feels that way about me? Apparently, isn't aware of your real secrets at all. It's no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry, I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. In any case, whatever it was you saw on the night of the accident. Mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today? No, I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very incident in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Donim, correct? Ellipsis. Ellipsis! That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? Have your true identities revealed? Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris, it's a prosecutor's job to doubt people. He pushes X for a living. But right now, I am a defense attorney. Defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. God. That's what my friend told me once. Oh. 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 Was it about fingerprints? We talked about that. Fingerprints? God, I'm forgetting one, like, I think, important detail. Mr. Edgeworth. I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I've been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. I am so excited to see if he has, like, a mask on or something. No, he does not. It is the Canadian judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. Left Edgeworth. I'm not sure if I like the blatant waste of this court's time. Empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. Oh. Why do I flip a pen while I'm on stream? Why would I do that to myself? It would seem this case is already over before I had a chance to begin. Non-courtroom left Edgeworth. So true. That's literally true right now. This judge is insane. Yeah, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Yes! At long last. And I think with the like... Yeah, this is like the Return of Edgeworth theme. What is this theme called again? Is it something with Glorious Return or something? What is it called again? But this is like the Edgeworth Great Revival, thank you. The prosecution stands ready. And you are Franziska von Karma, a prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are the thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did, and then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. Almost certain I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Ms. Von Karma. Yeah, she's finally versus Edgeworth, yes! You have anything to say? Yes. True. There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. Against her foster brother, yes. It's time. The siblings are fighting. There isn't, but I'm sure once before in this courtroom. I told you, there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care of such a thing in my courtroom. He's not so sure about that. Bailiff, remove that whip at...
Hold it!
That doesn't sound like... Man, that sounded like a different voice from Edgeworth's Take That and Objection. I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip but drink 17 cups of coffee. He knows. Does he know? Does he know? Does he know? But there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. Did they just flip the sprite? This is so uncanny. Let's go. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Yeah! Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. That looks so unnatural. I see you plot your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add of other things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. What? The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Ms. Von Karma, please give an outline of the case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Donim. Oh, I didn't see this. The defense attorney pin. That's awesome. Her body was found in the Hazakra Temple courtyard. She'd been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. The sword in this picture is a weapon in question, correct? Very well. Court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Look at this photograph. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. Oh, there it is, yeah. And so it begins, my first and last trial as a defense attorney. Welcome to the stage of history, says Von Karma, pulling out her cursed sword/whip. God. Transcending history and the world, a tale of swords and souls eternally retold. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't realize the whole bit didn't sound quite the same as the Take That to me. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on there. I'm not sure if I am not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. What? Oh, witness, please stand up nice and straight. God, if I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for a back pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, let a crate for this poor lady, please. There we go. I can't believe it's been 3 games. This is the first time they've done that. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me, well, I'm the heading on Hazakra Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name's Bikini, you got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. What? The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You want me to leave? You get your bikinis in a twist? Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in the summer. Ha 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 ha. In any case. Oh, was it Cody Hackins? Oh, they did do it once before. I'm sorry, you're right. Witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. This is such a funny sprite. It's so good. That's right, I can still hardly believe myself, to be honest. There's no way that dear little Irish do anything like that. Yeah, true, the stand-up straight bit was certainly new. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Man, sometimes I'm like, should we be doing a, like, you know, Midwestern, like, North Midwestern / Canadian accent for this one? But, I can't not, like, legally. Because, like... What else am I supposed to do? That night I was helping an acolyte with the training in the inner temple, but... Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. No! Is that what happened? They didn't have a space in the GBA card for Bikini's full Sprite, so they just used half a Sprite? That's genius. It's like actually genius. My back likes to act up violently, so I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakra Temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, I need a long hot soak. After I'd finished, just when I was heading back, that's when I saw it. Saw what? So it was simply coincident you found yourself returned to Hazakra Temple. Yeah, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. She saw it. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. Only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall for the first hurdle, are you now, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Right. It's sad that we don't get the if our last appearance of the like official judge, if Judge doesn't show up it shows up last in 3-3. That night I was helping an acolyte with the training in the inner temple, but
Hold it!
see that doesn't sound like the take that definitely sounds a little British. What is this inner temple? Well, you see, conversing with the spirits will be trained people to do, right? Well, we'll be the ones asking the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. This is a small temple across Dusty Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It's not all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor, watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakra Temple when the murder took place?
Hold it!
Violently. That's right, it's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. So this is conveniently giving her an alibi for the kill. Well, Oh, the gears are the gears are turning. She's Faye Branch family, right? Branch family. Faye Branch family confirmed. And if my Elise theory is right, in one fell swoop, she killed the existing master and effectively killed the person to inherit the Korean channeling school in Maya, and Pearl is currently missing in action? Sus. Sus, sus, sus. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it's not a criticism of the performance, I was just confused. Wahaha, wahahaha. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? An oyster? Oh, for Pearl? Great. I was like, what? My brain was stuck on... I was thinking about Among Us puns about Bikini, because she kind of, she's kind of shaped. She's kind of, she's wearing the hood, so she's looking maybe a little shaped, and I was like, well, can we make a joke about that? And I was thinking about Among Us, and I was like, oysters, Among Us, I don't understand. Brain poisoning. That's right, raging like a, in a... I'm pulling a pig pen. Almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, I was gonna finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and return to Hazakra Temple. You left Iris to help with what? What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 PM, so we were starting to enter the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. Never once failed to follow my directions. Interesting. There's no bath and you need a long, hot soak. So you return to the temple to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. I am suspicious. It's a do or be done in kind of world after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Oh, let's fight the wash of the young ones. What are you going on about? I was... What? Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. Lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Now you get it, Edgeworth. Now you finally get it. Anyway, I couldn't be afraid to afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... She couldn't credit the crime, she's too spineless, exactly. That was when I saw it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right, in other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with the testimony. I can clearly point out what it is, I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. To be clear, that last theory of mine, I'm not betting on like the other ones. I'm not like, oh yeah, that one feels like I figured it out. Because this one is contingent upon at least being Misty. That's all I'm saying. Look, hold on, look. Just come on. Look at her. The hair fits, even. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. Let's fire off. Let's take a save first, because we haven't saved yet. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and fire off the Iris's testimony. Objection! Let's go. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's face rests on the powers of observation memory, after all. Well, don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. Woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. Do witnesses have to undergo their own tribulations, Edgeworth? Great question. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the temple at all. No, she said that? Defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that's completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Again with this, Judge? All people lie. That is my belief. It's one of my. That's one of my rules. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, you must call your memory into question. Dear, you're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that wasn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect. Crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of the witness, you will need to show a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. It's naive to think that would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. Let us return to the cross-examination. Oh god. Okay. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Bingo! Oh yeah? Then can you explain this hood that I have that she gave? Oh, that's kind of weird. Objection! Hit her with it. Oh, witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course, that's a very important piece of clothing. I'll have you know. Wahaha, wahahaha. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Hold it right there. Why do you have that? Yes. Edgeworth would say naive with the proper diacritical, absolutely. That's the question of the day, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well. Well, no, great. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Yeah. Attorney Edgeworth, let's go! Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the court! What do you suppose? Oh, sister. This hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I tend to make too many of them. I see, a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun's only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owns. Then this is quite strange. Wah! If there was a surplus of hood, she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness. Well, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure how much we're going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. Alright, after my bath. Here we go. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard noise in the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise! Mystic Elise? And with that sword of all things. Yo, why is she calling her Mystic Elise? Am I losing my mind? We're sitting in the corner room which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping in Mr. Edgeworth and 2 in court. And me, seeing it all from this very chair. This is the run back of Gumshoe's bit earlier. Or, well, something like that. This judge. His imagination's about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by the full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? She does well to do it. Edgeworth's gonna cut the judge's salary, exactly.
Hold it!
How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes from Dusky Bridge to from Hazakra Temple. Inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall.
Hold it!
Courtyard noise. Thump, just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that. But then, couldn't this noise have been the snow falling to the ground? Never thought of that. Wahaha, wahaha, ho ho, ho ho, ho ho. Wah! The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, looked at the courtyard and... Mystic Elise. This is the second time the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it is you saw as clearly as you can. Oh, well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it. There was something awfully strange about her. Something that's been bugging me this whole time. Please, don't keep us in suspense. Her hood! Her hood? That's right, it's coming back to me. Iris wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? Ugh! Huh. You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. Well, what do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? I think probably. This may initially appear to me to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any of the leads at the moment. Your Honor, I'd like these new statements to be out of the testimony. Heh. Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you can only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Jeez, Von Karma. Holy cow. Okay, no problem. Alright. Mystic Elise?
Hold it!
You all sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I know because we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yeah, that's it. Absolutely need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looks different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. I'm sure that's been done in like memes and fan art. At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh? Yo, Fitpad, what up? Yeah, Monk did not just said this is more after the break, exactly. Mystic Elise, huh? The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor. No, the Dark Temple was a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gates out of the temple and the guest rooms in the back. To about the height of a two-story building. I know, it's so good. And smug left side of screen Edgeworth at that. I see, and the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know I'm the one who carried her things to the room after all. You could? In the winter?
Hold it!
What makes you so sure after all this? Just like I told you earlier. Heard noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states... She's delivering the updated autopsy report! The victim's body was covered in bruises, not updated. Indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. Okay, not updated. It appears the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm gonna say that they're all the head honcho of Hazakra Temple. Only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? Doesn't have to become Ackermark. Oh god. Selim Throatwedge? Doesn't feel she's lying. This is very powerful testimony, too. Claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own ability as a defense attorney. Okay, here we go. Anything weird here? Why do you fall 10 feet after death? After death? "10 feet after death." But she's saying must have occurred after a perceptive window.
Objection!
Let's go! We're on a roll tonight. Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Ms. Von Karma, would you be so kind to take another look at the autopsy report? The king of the autopsy report remains on his throne. The autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Oh, that's right. It says after death on here. The king of the autopsy resumes his reign. The scene the witness seems to have claimed to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go to take a 10-foot fall? Order, order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have stabbed the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out the window down to the courtyard below. Absolutely not. Was there any sort of a struggle in Miss Donim's room? She was stabbed with a sword that would have left a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Oh well, Ms. Von Karma, was there any blood? What? No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found in my glorious playoff beard. However, there's no blood in the room that will call that. I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost the moment of blade insertion. Talk about when the most blood will be lost from a body, that will be when the blade is removed. Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lead on the wound. That's true, with the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions. Come on, Von Karma, you're not on your game tonight. Order, I must admit this is a probable version of events. Expect no less from Franziska Von Karma. Location takes control of every vital point. It seems we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please! Remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. Oh my god. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage when we're finished here. With the whip. Oh boy, alright, alright. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that can't have been good for her. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Never seen so much blood before. So when I fainted, you can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. This all confirmed Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. When you other such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. I'm here to teach you just that. Let's go. Further details.
Hold it!
At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. I know. I was shocked well, yeah, where's OG Judge to be calling out Mystic Amy as a potential killer? But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure you didn't. But most I think it's a plug in the wound. And again, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed?
Hold it!
Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. Might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in a room and dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it!
So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right, some of it splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was folded neatly in the corner. What? Clothes with blood flecked as well? That seemed quite conclusive to me. What should you press further? Always press further. Going back to your previous statement, You said you had saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine.
Hold it!
Smoothly, you say. You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Amy. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris just stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. Iris stood up. The sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound. It goes without saying, if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Something out of place here. That's really the case. I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. Something that which couldn't possibly have happened. Appears to have happened. Yeah. Fascinating.
Objection!
What? The sword's in her still. I'm losing my mind. What? Am I losing my mind? It's still in her! In the photo! After! What? I couldn't possibly be reading that all incorrectly, right? Okay, well, whatever. Okay, we're also gonna try this because Shichichi was like very smoothly. Smoothly. Ugh. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I'd like to think so, but there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? It sounds like you make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene the witness claimed to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. I can't believe they didn't take the photo. That's crazy. What do you mean? Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilts, well, there's little branches on it. It certainly would have come out smoothly. That's not the problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true when a blade is left on a body, it causes a plug of sorts. However, a weapon is shaped like this is an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shichichito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more. This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Ah! If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No! Order, order, order! Ah. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions with a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know can maybe imagine one, if that. But what does this all mean? You have proven contradictions about the murder weapon, but having come this far, there's only one answer. And that is, the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishito. What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? I know, Phoenix is in the hospital. Come on, Francisca. Well, because Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That's what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. Order, order, order! So, maybe the Shichishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. No, she didn't. You respond, Mr. Edgeworth. If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that police searched the main hall in the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Ms. Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery to throw in the pile. And try without a murder weapon, the tricky beast. Excuse me, can I say something? I just remembered something, actually. Oh my god. What is it, sister? I was just thinking it's possible that maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean, maybe... I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think me and your testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else could this old woman have seen? Yeah, Legum is hidden it pretty well, exactly. Oh my god. If it was a little hatch in the ground, I swear to god. I saw the murder around 11 p.m. Did you? That's close. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gates, and there I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? I really could have done that so you can drive a snowmobile after all. I didn't notice the tracks. Witness, please, tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best shape with my back and my age, you know. That's great in winter. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gates. Here's a photograph. Look at this photograph. Oh, okay, well, there you have it. Snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. There's also footprints. The tracks begin in front of Azakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Okay. But wouldn't there be 2 sets of tracks? That solves your pesky little problem, yes? Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Oh my god, here we go. Here we go. Weapon location. Alright.
Hold it!
Did you? You all sure about the time? Yeah, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially this time of year. Acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So about 11, I decided to leave the temple. Estimate of the time seems reliable, at least. Okay, sure. I'm dropping that.
Hold it!
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right, the one who trampled me. Seems she's the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall to send him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright. Didn't even have his cell phone on him. I've forgotten their home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Von Karma would, like... You know the, like, I would simply parry the attack? That's her. 100%. Simply parry. Anyway, I was really scared and I was taking a while to get back, so I thought I'd go up by the main gate for a spell.
Hold it.
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. Okay. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Of course, it was parked in front of the gate. So, she'd already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Keep going. Okay, the answers. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then that means it was recently used. Oh, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yeah, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. Okay, convenient. Wasn't any snow on it, curses. It seems highly likely the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh? How long did it take? 5 minutes.
Hold it.
In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Oh, there's a reason for that. If we got a moment for me to explain. I think that's what the question was asked. Okay. About a month ago, I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and bath both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I've never found the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Hold it.
Refresh your memory, how long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Yes?
Hold it.
While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, well, what would that mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Ms. Von Karma. Try to be helpful with the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? What? Over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains the defendant could have done this. But was never the point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Okay. Okay. Flawed accounts. Alright. Where do we start? But there's only one set of tracks. I'm gonna save and go for it. I hate to see it. Don't get smart with me, get smart with this penalty. Even I can make mistakes. I want to get this photo out of the way. God, that sucks. I admit this photograph proves something. Actually, you know what? I want health. One of those on-rail snowmobiles. And this one I'm safe coming on because, like, I knew what was, like, I got the logic correct. I just didn't get the mechanics correct. So I'm okay with that. It proves the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left the Zakra temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returns. If this is the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those heading out to the bridge, and those are coming back. Ah, you're right. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes a contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? Yeah, because there's... hold on. Yeah, because of the footprints. The tracks should have been recovered by snow. What a nice theory. Miss Von Karma, that's impossible. You could explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction. No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. The night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Oh, God. Mr. Edgeworth, please present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Oh, God. Bingo.
Take that!
We're good, just kidding. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when he witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, based on all this data, it is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Ah. Well, order. Very well then. Looks like Ms. Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Too soon to be closing the trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic are you to rely on the weather of all things? Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Yeah! Forecast data, all reports have some inaccuracies. May have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? What? How'd you pull that off? It had stopped snowing at the Zakra temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. Come this fall, with no turning back now. Very well. I, too, cannot allow any doubt remaining concerning this testimony. There's footprints in the snow, and, Oh, God. Huh. Can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Already stopped snowing when the victim was killed. Okay. I think it's gotta be this. There's footprints in the snow and blood in the snow.
Take that!
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. Yeah. Want to know whether it was snowing or not, the photo would tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception, and that is the victim herself, Ms. Elise Donin. why is there no snow on top of her? Answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. That's because her engine was still warm, exactly. In other words, if the killer really did go to Eagle River to dispose of the motor weapon, then in this photograph, there should be 2 sets of tracks. Order, just what are you... Just, what are you suggesting, Mouse Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not sure myself, but... This is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. When the tracks left, it can be understood they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course, because those tracks were erased by snow. Then, when this person returned to the temple, the snow had stopped, thus the return tracks remains. Can I say something? All sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There's only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know the defendant had it. Oh my god. Can I... Why is this not working tonight? Positioning wise. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, please. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used it to go to the inner temple. But Iris said she never went there. I should probably press on those points more when we get the chance. Oh god. Snowmobile can't cross the bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to the temple, I didn't see anything near the bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to the temple, it was there by the main gate, the snowmobile, I mean. It was covered in snow. And what I saw was covered in snow, too. But that isn't possible. Order in the court. What does this all mean? Ugh. So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when he went to the temple. If it had been, the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the motor weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in the photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to the temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. Think we've learned all we can from this witness? Yes, I've got nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there were someone, a witness who could testify to us having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on the night? I don't think that's likely. It's cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Oh my god. Unless this day has something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something's coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder. I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things that come to mind. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who was this idiot you're talking about? I wonder who it could possibly be. This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Dooney. Her student, interesting. Yeah, maybe of help is very generous. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? That's... I could tell him all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness, and before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man may be able to squeeze blood from the stone, exactly. What exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately! I have no choice, do I? Believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. To be continued. Let's go. Yo, Larry hasn't heckled anybody yet. So true. Great point. Huge progress. Let's go. Okay. YouTube folks, this is where you stop. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed Trials and Tribulations. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, enjoy yourselves. First of all, come out of the stream, twitch.tv/SL_TV if you want to join us live for games like Ace Attorney series, Persona, and more. Play it all played live on stream. Come by Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/SL_TV. Playlist above for more videos in the series. Subscribe below for more content from me. Hit the bell if you really want to know, and play and like button for helping algorithm, please. Smile. And thanks for being here, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, peace.